All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a very, very interesting update regarding the Mueller probe. I want to thank everyone in the super chat. Thank you, as always, for your kind words and support. If you want me to go ahead and bring up a certain point or publicize something, let me know in the super chat. But let's get started. Mueller hires more prosecutors as Russia probe moves forward. Report. So this was this morning, about an hour ago. And let's see. Was this morning. Special counsel Robert Mueller is reportedly hiring additional prosecutors to work on the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. They have zero evidence of Russian interference. They don't know if the DNC was hacked. They've never looked at DNC servers. The NSA is moderately confident. James Clapper stated there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. They have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't get a notification, please go ahead and just share the link via Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. But I'll continue. Officials added that this could be a sign that Mueller is prepared to step away from the probe and leave it in the hands of a larger team of prosecutors, officials said, which would be fantastic. Without Robert Mueller there. So within this article is a glimmer of hope for some sanity. Mueller's team currently composes 17 federal prosecutors handling a large amount of casework associated with the year-long investigation into Russian meddling and possible collusion. They keep on bringing that. This is a Hill article. They keep on bringing it up, and they've already spent close to $20 million. We got 72 people after a minute or so. It's slowly moving. Hello, Scotland. Exactly, RC Works, exactly. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Eric. Hello, Awake Canadian. Hello, Eric Lundestad. It's a giant nothing burger, absolutely. Mueller has spent $7.7 million from May 2017 through March. $7 million in what, a year? About a year? Little less than a year. $7 million. The Justice Department has spent $9 million to the same. So we're looking at close to $17 million. The Washington Post reported last month that several additional Mueller team members were specifically assigned to the indictments of 13 Russian nationals. Yeah, because the Russian nationals have lawyers, and they're fighting back now. So, I mean, it's just unbelievable. We've got 105 people. We're slowly moving. This is like a locomotive that's slowly catching steam, this live stream. Skiffs, exactly. Cybernet, yes. JWICs and Skiffs. So this is a Hill article. I'll go ahead and give you all this Hill article right here. $17 million for nothing. $17 million. For what? So, some person is like, "How can you walk away? You're a Republican." I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm a registered Republican. I'm a registered Democrat. which I will change that very soon. I have to. Hashtag runaway. The Washington Post. Okay, so those cases are expected to continue long after the probe into Trump campaign collusion is finished. The entire reason people pay attention is because of a name, because of Robert Mueller's name. That's it. The Wiener probe is what we have to worry about. And that will eventually gain steam. The Wiener probe will eventually gain steam. And so the special counsel has already issued 20 indictments. Really? So what? Secured 5 guilty pleas from individuals, of lying to FBI agents who are corrupt. Strzok set up Michael Flynn. George Papadopoulos was thrown under the bus. He should sue. If you're George Papadopoulos, you should sue the United States government. You have every reason and all the evidence on your side. You have all the evidence on your side. You have, let's see, Joseph Mifsud, who you met with, who has ties to British intelligence. You have George Papadopoulos. No, I'm sorry. You have Alexander Downer, who apparently you had drinks with, that started the whole probe. You should simply sue, and then you Papadopoulos pled guilty. Let's see. Let's look back at. Okay, so hold on. Let's just finish this. A federal judge revoked Manafort's bail and sent him to jail in June. He is charged with multiple financial crimes, including obstruction of justice and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Okay. And Trump's going to pardon him. Trump should pardon him. Trump should pardon everyone, especially Michael Flynn, and also Julian Assange, which I've written. But we have almost 200 people, 7 minutes in. Yes, this live stream is slowly moving. Slowly gaining stream, ladies and gentlemen. Mueller is tapping FBI agents and federal prosecutors to help him with his growing Trump-Russia investigation. Really? It's growing? What kind of evidence have we acquired? Nothing. Oh. Have we seen DNC servers? Do we know other Russian hackers we're trying to find? No. But let's look back in time. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Papadopoulos pleads guilty. So this is an interesting, ex-Trump aide Papadopoulos will be sentenced on September 7th. What did this guy do? What did this poor guy do? Can you tell me what this poor guy did? Kelly, I hope you feel better. And thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody. It's the air conditioning. Hello, Omar. Hello, everyone. So what did he got drunk, and ex-Trump aide Papadopoulos would be sentenced on September 7th. What did this poor guy do? Papadopoulos pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI. The FBI was corrupt. This is June 28th. This is not indictments lying to the FBI. The FBI agents, you're relying on Strzok. Strzok was still there. So was Kleinsmith. So was Mueller. So was Page. So was McCabe. I believe. Wait, was Comey there at that time? No. A former Trump aide who pleaded guilty to lying to special counsel Robert Mueller's investigators will be sentenced by a federal judge on September 7th. George Papadopoulos, who spent 11 months as an advisor to the Trump campaign, was arrested in July 2017 and pleaded guilty 3 months later. What was he arrested for? Arrested for what? Suspicion of what? Then the New York Times, how the Russia inquiry began. A campaign aide, drinks, and talk of political dirt. This is all this intrigue and drama. All this intrigue and drama is not, that's not called evidence. This is all a sad, pathetic, sick, disgusting public relations attempt to ease the pain of Democrats losing the election. This is a giant therapy session where lives are destroyed. And we don't know if Papadopoulos lied to the FBI. Hello, Gary. Hello, everyone. We don't know if Papadopoulos lied to the FBI. We certainly know that Michael Flynn didn't. His plea agreement says the government will inform the sentencing judge of his efforts to cooperate with the government on the condition he continues to respond and provide information regarding any and all matters to which the government deems relevant. Meaning, he cannot fight back in any way legally or else he's sent to jail. What they've done to Papadopoulos, and I never really stressed this, what they've done to Papadopoulos is criminal. Absolutely criminal. And whether he had a big mouth and he was just talking up a storm and, who knows what he said or what he talked about when he was drunk at a bar in London. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. The whole notion that you start an investigation with a Steele dossier and a drunken conversation, it's just so stupid. It's so stupid, so ridiculous. We got are approaching 300 watchers now, viewers, and 12 minutes in. Absolutely, Clinton did that to Bernie. In April 2016, the court document says the professor told Papadopoulos, the professor Mifsud, UK-based Maltese professor Mifsud, has ties to British intelligence. Disobedient Media and Elizabeth Voss, brilliant journalist, exposed all of that. It was the most overt setup. It wasn't even, they were not slick. And what they've done now to Papadopoulos is they've made sure he can't do anything. If he does anything now, just in terms of procedure, he goes to jail. And so they're basically holding Papadopoulos hostage and saying, well, you lied to us. And since you lied to us, if you don't cooperate in every way we want, the release of the WikiLeaks, of those WikiLeaks emails, many of them embarrassing to Democrats. No, many of them showing criminal behavior. That's the problem. This is NBC News. Well, it was just embarrassing. No, it was criminal. You cannot siphon $200 million from voters, from Bernie Sanders voters, by saying it's a fair primary. That's fraud. You're deceiving people so that they go ahead and they give money to your political campaign when you know there's a predetermined outcome and you're saying that there isn't. And that's one thing that Bernie Sanders owes to his voters. He needs to explain what happened to all that money. All of this is meant to justify Clinton's loss. It's the most overt, absurd fabrication, cover-up. Russia never helped Trump, and furthermore, even if they did, which they didn't, Democrats have not explained how. Did they target Wisconsin because Hillary was in Arizona a week before the election? Not even 5 days before the election, she was in Arizona. 5 days before the election, she was in Arizona campaigning for that wonderful swing state. She should have been in Michigan or Pennsylvania or Ohio, or how about Wisconsin? Hello, Rose. Hello, everyone. So all you have to do is ask simple questions. Okay, why did they start an investigation based on gossip? Alexander Downer is an Australian diplomat. What on earth does he have to do with the American intelligence community directly? Nothing. We have a Five Eyes agreement with Australia, of course, but so what? Where's the investigation into the Clinton Foundation of actual documented Clinton Foundation officials saying there's 500 conflicts of interest? That's actually that's not a conversation that you have to rely on someone's word when they're drunk in a bar. Notice how no investigation of Hillary Clinton was conducted from the emails they wrote. Just the Clinton Foundation emails talking about how he enriches himself, Bill Clinton Inc., how he amasses $30 million a year, or $30 million, what was it, $30 million from side projects, from his charity. How he got $1 million for 5 minutes of his time from Qatar. And that's okay. And that's not a problem. No investigation there. Then the release. So then it goes, the last sentence. Trump cited WikiLeaks at least 145 times in the last month of the election. Yeah, because it exposed Democratic Party corruption. Their own little grubby fingers wrote and documented all the corruption. So they can't stand it. They can't stand it. They can't stand that. They cannot stand that their dirty laundry was aired. So for everyone to see, they can't stand it. So what they've done is they fabricated this ridiculous notion, ridiculous notion, or this stupid fantasy that Trump worked with Russia. They don't even know how many votes were altered. They have no idea what ads were most effective. When they talk about the ads, why don't they go and talk about which ads were effective? We have 300 people finally, 17 minutes in. Yes, it is slowly moving up, ladies and gentlemen. We're slowly chugging along. It's like a locomotive. What ads were effective? Was it the Buff Bernie coloring book? Did that swing the election? Because Bernie doesn't have all those muscles. Was it exactly, David, exactly. Was it thank you, William. Was it the Jesus versus Satan arm wrestling? What was it? What was it exactly? And then like, oh, well, Twitter bots. On Twitter, if somebody comes at you with an opposing viewpoint, that it's like a law of nature. You retreat into your viewpoint, and it's like the Alamo. You will never, ever change your viewpoint on Twitter, ever. Twitter is like internet tribalism times a million. So it was a sophisticated campaign. Then the hilarious thing is the sophisticated campaign. What's taken place is they have the audacity to accuse anyone who said, hey, Hillary Clinton's not honest. She used an unencrypted server. She voted for the Iraq war. She called black youth super predators. She did all these bad things. Oh, well, that's Russian propaganda. That's Russian propaganda. The Russians really fear Hillary, because the neoconservatives running our foreign policy, they just put fear into Putin's heart. Yet Bush and Obama did nothing, absolutely nothing, when Russia had altercations or these wars with its neighbors. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Whether it's the Ukraine or Georgia, nothing. What did Bush do when Russia invaded Georgia? What did Obama do when Russia invaded Ukraine? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They did the same thing. They said, "Oh, you better not, and we're going to sanction you." You better not. If you do that again, we're going to be really upset. And then Obama sold 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. Now Mueller is like, "Oh, well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and add more attorneys." This is a real growing probe into what? Into what? Then, of course, the Daily Beast today. Feds debunked right-wing conspiracy theory. No, there's nothing. Nothing has been debunked. Nothing. Nothing was investigated. How can you say something's been debunked when nothing's been investigated? Where they've never looked at the servers. They never looked at any congressional server. Far from spying, the Washington Post reported investigators, quote, instead found that the workers were using one congressional server as if it was their home computer. What? Storing personal information such as children's homework and family photos? Why would anyone believe that? Can someone explain this insanity to me? To my super chat people, thank you. To everyone, thank you. Far from spying, the Washington Post found instead workers were, yeah, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. They were using, so the 5,700 unauthorized logins were, it was just, I can't believe this. This is hilarious. This is so hilarious. Well, yeah, I mean, the I-1 case is over, but you know what? They didn't investigate anything. Just like with Clinton, they and what they tried to what they did was a sham investigation, so they could say, "Well, we investigated," and so they could say, "Oh yeah, well, we investigated," and that's it. We've put it behind us. This is how the Daily Beast debunks. So far from spying, The Washington Post reported investigations then found that workers were using one congressional server as if it were their home computer. Why would that? Does that make any sense at all? Storing personal information such as children's homework and family photos. Why would they store family photos on a congressional computer? On a congressional server, sorry. That is stupid. That's a ridiculous, it's nonsense. Exactly, Neil. Bill Clinton did that. So it's just it's unbelievable, and it's breathtaking too, because what they do is they're not slick, they're not oh my goodness, so brilliant in their fabrications and cover-ups. What they do is they pretend to investigate, and when they don't find anything, because they really did not investigate, they really did not do anything. Murph's Appliance Repair, thank you. Murph's Appliance Repair, thank you so much. You've gotten this ball rolling. Thanks, Murph's Appliance Repair. Thank you, Murph's Appliance Repair. Thank you, Murph's Appliance Repair. We got 364 people on this. Well, everything's fine. They were just, putting family photos on a congressional server. What could go wrong? That's a security risk also, by the way. Who's to say that anyone's family photos or, homework assignments or whatever, don't have viruses or, Nevertheless, Daily Caller News reporter Luke Rosiak said the one story's proof was Congress was hacked. Well, Congress definitely allowed some bizarre behavior. The government has uncovered no evidence that your client violated federal law with respect to the House computer service system. They never investigated the servers, so how do they know? Javier Becerra was asked about his server, and one of the servers, nobody, and they didn't give any information. It wasn't just one server, also multiple servers that they breached, according to Luke Rosiak. Particularly, the government has found no evidence that your client illegally removed House data. Did they even investigate that? Well, it's one thing if they don't find evidence. Did they investigate that? Who did they ask? Who do they have flip and sing? Because the problem is there's nobody flipping and singing. So who do they have flipping and singing? With the Alwan case, nobody flipped, nobody sung. Where are the people who are lying to the FBI? Where are people, who are being investigated by the FBI? You had Papadopoulos, who had a drunken conversation with somebody. A drunken conversation was enough. A drunken conversation was enough to just submarine and, destroy this guy's life. How many people were investigated? How many people were lied to the FBI under the Clinton investigation? Actually, a couple, and they were okay with it. One witness in the Inspector General report, believe it or not, did lie, and they were fine with it. They're like, oh, yeah. Murph's Appliance Repair. What do you think of the whole Cohen crap? I think that Michael Cohen has nothing to say about anything, and so Murph's Appliance Repair, thank you. I think that Michael Cohen has nothing to say regarding. They want him to flip and sing. They want him to flip and sing. There's nothing there. They have nothing there. They raided his office. They didn't raid Cheryl Mills's office or David Kendall's office, Clinton's lawyer, or any of these people. He certainly didn't raid Brian Pagliano's office, and he's the one who set up the server. Brian Pagliano is the guy who transferred top secret and special access program intelligence from SIPRNet, JWICs, and SCIFs. Yet they didn't raid his office. So, I mean, in terms of Michael Cohen, they have all those documents. They have all those documents, and what is like 1 million documents they have from his office, which is bizarre. Like in this day and age, why would you like what a file cabinet of 1 million documents? It's bizarre. Exactly. Peter Strzok might ignore the subpoena, but if it's Mueller, oh my God. Oh my God. How dare you? You can't ignore the subpoena. Oh my God. So we are slowly approaching 400 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. This live stream is just moving along like a locomotive gaining steam. Yes. Yes. Ha. Democrats lose ground with millennials. Ha ha ha. You really? That's bizarre. Oh, that's April 30th. Yep. Well, of course. Enthusiasm for the Democratic Party is waning among millennials. Well, why? I mean, young people don't really want to be told how crappy they are and that we should fear another country. People are not stupid. Like the Democratic Party, when you hear like, late night talk show hosts and comedians who aren't funny anymore, really, just like sad and bitter. And everything's politically correct. Everything has to be, if you say one thing wrong on Twitter, your life is ruined, absolutely ruined, because of the social justice warriors in the Democratic Party who don't mind that Obama destroyed Libya. And if you call them on it, they're like, oh, we hate that too. Yeah, well, you focus all your attention on people who are Trump supporters or anyone who doesn't abide by the cult of groupthink. You have to think a certain way. If you don't, then you're the extreme. You're the extreme of everything horrific in history. They went from deplorable to Nazi. Their descent into madness is not done, ladies and gentlemen. Once they lose the House and Senate again for the midterms in November, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be absolutely hilarious. Okay, let's see. So he's adding more attorneys. Omar, thank you for putting in the work, Mr. Goodman, author, columnist. You're the best, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Omar. Greatly appreciated, Omar. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you, Omar. And I just have the best. I have the best super chat. I have the best people watching on the live stream. I am very, very, very fortunate. Very fortunate because, the people who watch me and Omar and everyone who watches this channel, nobody is here for groupthink. We're not. We're just, I'm letting everybody know. If I thought that Trump worked with Russia, I would focus on that. If I thought that Trump worked with Russia, if I really thought that there was evidence, my channel would be like 500,000 now. Because like Democrats would actually they hate me. Like people hate me with a passion. A lot of people well, who just think that, I'm crazy or whatever for thinking that Clinton would lose in 2015, which he did, or whatever my opinions are they don't like. But if I actually believed that Russia, Hillary will be indicted. I'm not under the weather. She will be charged. Don't take a drink, though. I know somebody said, take a shot every time HJ says. No, don't take a drink. Because then, I mean, my God, you're going to get M. Harrison 35. Thank you so much. Thank you, M. Harrison 35. As always, thank you for your time. Have a great day. M. Harrison 35. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Omar, thank you. And M. Harrison 35. Thank you so very, very much. I really appreciate that very much. Thank you. And thank you for your time for watching. And you have a fantastic day. Thank you. M. Harrison 35. Thank you again. So, yeah, I mean, Hillary will get indicted. And I know that the people as one person said that take a drink every time HA says that. No, she will eventually. If you hear these are maxims, the H.A. Goodman maxims, if you utilize bureaucracy as a weapon to hurt others, bureaucracy will be utilized against you to further your political demise. I have a very nice, really, really cool. Well, can I speak? What's going on? What's wrong with me today? I have a very nice surprise for my Second Amendment channel. I mean, I think it's a nice surprise. I think that if you're into firearms, you'll enjoy it a lot. I think so. It's not like, the most amazing thing ever, but I think it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy. And it was actually an idea given to me by somebody on one of the live streams. Stuart Brayton, if you're listening. But so, yeah, somebody wrote this. This is fantastic. I'm a gay Jew, but some of my favorite people are straight white Christian men. The alt left says these people are my enemy. So I walk away. I can pick my own friends. Thank you. Hashtag walk away movement. Exactly. Exactly. Walk away, run away. A woman climbed the Statue of Liberty yesterday, which I guess on the face of things is quite heroic. But also, you're not going to change any policies. You're not going to change any policies at all. And then here you have a Fox article. Very interesting. Justice Department covers up possible spy ring. I've actually never thought that. I said it. I think it might have said it might be possible, but I never thought that the Awans were spy ring. I just thought the Awans were part of a, part of one of the many one of the many ways that they would raise money. It was a fundraising endeavor. So M. Harrison 35, thank you again. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you. Let's see what else is taking place. So Mueller is, of course, we need more people because there's just so much evidence of nothing. Let's see. Oh, and then you get something insane that I'll probably talk about a little later. How What? Please don't. Oh, Lord. I won't even bring that up. All right. So the Associated Press, ladies and gentlemen, met with the FBI. That's something so bizarre. And they might have led they might have led oh, this is a great article from Fox. There's actually a lot of evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. No, there's not really at all. Where is it? That's, what circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence should be linked to an actual event. If it's not linked to an actual event, like a transfer of money or some kind of crime that took place, then there's no reason to dwell on circumstantial evidence. So let's see here. We have 441 people. This live stream is like a locomotive. Associated Press may have led FBI to Manafort's storage locker. How does that even work? When was the last time the Associated Press led FBI investigators to Clinton's private server or to Platte River or to her deleted emails? The double standard is just insane. Associated Press may have led FBI to Manafort's storage locker, his storage locker. So like his jockstrap and his football, shoulder pads, what? Politico. A meeting last year where Associated Press reporters discussed with federal officials the news outlet's investigation of former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort's finances may have led the FBI to a storage locker the Bureau raided. An FBI agent testified Friday. The unexpected testimony from FBI agent Jeff Pfeiffer at a federal court hearing on the legality of the May 2017 search was the first live witness the government has offered against Manafort. Oh, great. Okay, an FBI agent. All right. So the AP helped the FBI. What are journalists doing helping the FBI? What are journalists doing helping the FBI, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see what else it says. Pfeiffer, however, described the session as an opportunity for federal investigators to hear what the FBI had discovered, or what the AP had discovered. Since when is the Associated Press part of any FBI investigation? The FBI agents said at the time that federal investigators rebuffed the report's questions at least most of the time. Reporters' questions at least most of the time. Okay. Asked by prosecutors how the officials responded to the journalists' queries, Pfeiffer said generally no comment. So it was a one-way ticket, one-way street. The FBI met with the Associated Press and then just decided that they weren't going to answer any questions, but they were going to try to siphon as much information about Manafort as they could. So, all right, let's go ahead. And then when you type in Mueller, you get Mueller Russia investigation. Trump inauguration money is a major focus. They're just finding that out now. Oh my God. Joe Scarborough, why is Dershowitz surprised Martha Vineyard's shunning him? It's so ridiculous. Now the elites in the country, he's undermining Mueller. So what? Mueller should be undermined. He should be fired. He should be politically undermined by Trump. Joe Scarborough in the Morning Joe panel shares a laugh with Alan Dershowitz. Shares a laugh at Alan Dershowitz's column about being shunned by Martha May. Unfortunately, the source of McCarthyism is back. Actually, the Mueller probe is the epitome of McCarthyism. It is sweeping from Bar Harbor down to Boca Raton and all points in between for Alan Dershowitz, receiving the cold shoulder at the Vineyard. Oh, okay, he's trying to. So ridiculous. Shane Phillip, thank you, Shane. Thank you. Thank you, Shane Phillip. Thank you. Thank you, Shane. So Joe Scarborough is so easily defeated by any, like, just a little logic. You defeat Joe Scarborough. They're very like Joe Scarborough, all these people, they're very confident about what's taking place because it's happening, not because it should be justified. Like the Mueller probe can't be undermined. Why? There's no evidence of anything. It's the Mueller probe, okay? Yeah, so what? It's happening. Yeah, that's not logic. When injustice takes place, you probably should maybe stop the injustice, maybe. But you don't want to do that if you are. So if you're Democrats, you don't want to do that. Let's go ahead really quickly. Mueller taps more prosecutors. Then they're talking about Trump inauguration money. Here's a Vox article. Fantastic. Why Trump's inauguration money is a major part of Mueller's Russia investigation. So it took what? They investigated Trump's server. They investigated Trump before the election. They wiretapped everyone he spoke to. The Trump Tower server they wiretapped. The NSA is moderately confident that the DNC was even hacked. No one has any evidence of anything except drunken conversations and alleged lies to FBI agents who basically hated Trump. And yet now we're looking at his inauguration money when nobody can say, that he received any money from any source linked to Putin to go ahead and hack the DNC. And the notion also that because you have a different foreign policy, because you can't get more favorable in terms of foreign policy than allowing 20% of U.S. uranium capacity to be sold. You can't get more favorable. You can't get a more favorable foreign policy. That's the height of basically just giving up your autonomy or sovereignty. Here's 20% of our uranium capacity. So the notion that Russia would desperately want Trump over Clinton is ridiculous, especially since Bill Clinton is actually friends with Putin, and he met Putin in Moscow while the uranium deal was going down. But the concept of blaming a foreign power on an election win because your foreign policy is different, that is a horrible precedent, because the same thing could have taken place in 2008. Putin was on record as saying he would rather have Obama than McCain. So this is news, San Antonio, Channel 4 News, San Antonio video. Teen attacked at Whataburger for wearing Make America Great Again hat. See, it's just, police are investigating after a teen says he was verbally attacked and assaulted at a Whataburger. I never even heard of Whataburger, for wearing a Make America Great Again hat. See, this does not work. It does not get people to vote Democrat. It does not. This is a really bad strategy. They went from deplorable to calling people Nazi to just assaulting people. What's next? Lighting themselves on fire? Well, I guess if they want to do that, I'm not going to stop them. But Vance, Putin wanting Trump and not the Clintons is a bigger conspiracy than Pizzagate. Exactly. Putin wanting Trump and not the Clintons. The Clintons are so compromised by money. Just Bill Clinton's libido alone. That is just alone a dumpster fire. Thank you, Vance. Thank you, Vance. As always, for your support. We have almost 500 people watching. This live stream is like a locomotive. Very, very interesting. Mueller time. Dun, 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 dun. Mueller's breaking through Michael Cohen's door. Wah, 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 and finding nothing, as always, for disgruntled, unhappy Democrats to just then talk about what could happen, what might happen. It's a locomotive of love, this live stream. Hold on, let's talk about the polls, which are going to be so hilarious when you look back at them. Midterm polls, election polls. Oh my God, this is so great. I love it. Oh, 7.2. Wow, don't you know? Oh, it went down. Was it? Wait, what was it yesterday? So funny. Oh, no, it went up. Wow. 7.2 points. Yeah, because the average American is just gravitating towards the Democratic Party, don't you know? Of course, there's an economist poll that Democrats up for. Meanwhile, like a CNN poll and all these Quinnipiac, they're all plus 10. Democrats plus 10, plus 9. Economists, Democrats plus 4. Economists, not the greatest publication, but a lot more reputable than CNN. It's only a plus 4. Don't tell anybody. Hurts the average. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that the Economist said plus 4. But CNN is plus 10, yeah! It's going to be so glorious in November. November will be glorious. They don't see it coming too. Like if you watch this channel, you see it coming. We all pretty much see what's taking place. My opinion of Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is that I'm happy she won, and I'm happy she won, and she was obviously a much better candidate than Crowley. I have nothing against progressives who win, or I have nothing against the progressive movement. I've just decided for me, voting for Trump is better, but they're going to try to just hurt her politically. Democrats will. Republicans are now, but Democrats ultimately will do a lot more to prevent her from, gaining power within the party, even though Tom Perez is like, I have daughters, and this is my. I gotta say that she's the future of the party. Not. That's that. She. It seems. It would seem that she's the future of the party, but Democrats are focused on Russia, and they're focused on telling people not to eat. Mad Dog Mattis. No. 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 Junior Whopper. No. You're not gonna have it. Everybody. Mad Dog Mattis is here shopping. Women's clothes. Out. The department store. HA, have you eaten at the Oinkster in Eagle Rock? I haven't. Let's see where the Oinkster is. Oh my goodness. This looks good. Oh, this looks very good. This looks very good. Why have I not heard of this? Because I have no life. That's why. Because I have no life. Maybe that's why I don't know what the Oinkster is. This looks really nice. Oh my God. Gourmet burgers, specialty sandwiches, and craft beer. I like that. Let's see what the Oinkster. That's what I'm talking about. I love this stuff. Pastrami sandwich, Reuben sandwich, pulled pork sandwich, classic burger, a third of a pound. I can definitely eat that easily. Yeah. Oinkster menu. I haven't. Omar, thank you, Omar. Shane Phillip, thank you. Thank you, Shane. Thank you. Thank you, Shane. Omar, I haven't, but it looks good. The Oinkster. Desserts cupcake of the week. Yes. Oinkster pastrami sandwich. The Royal Burger. What was the movie? The Royale with cheese. Chicken and brie sandwich. Pork adobo burger. Wow, that's cool. Thank you, Omar. I've just got hungrier, a lot hungrier. Yeah. These the red hen. I have to find out what's going on with the red hen. This is fantastic. I love how these principled stands are taking place. Scott Pruitt, I just want to let you hold on. Let me look at my notes. This is how I'm going to protest. Hold on one second. So, I'm just going to go to Kellyanne Conway. She's eating a hamburger. Kellyanne Conway, you have been convicted in the public eye of being, hold on one second. I got to read this. Unfaithful to the interests of the American people. And we need to abolish ICE right now. And you are the epitome of everything bad. I want you, no, you're not going to finish that Diet Pepsi. No, everyone, no more drinking Diet Pepsi. You must leave now. Leave this establishment. That'll help the country. And tell Trump you don't want to hang with him anymore. No soup for you. No Diet Coke, no soup for you, no food for you. We're the Democratic Party. You cannot eat. You will not eat. Second Amendment channel, I've been doing these live streams. I gotta go ahead and step it up. I will, though. Some of these memes are hilarious. They're like, so, yeah, it's totally debunked They were storing homework on the server. Stupid Republicans. You're debunked, moted, face, scratch, moted. You're so moted. It was not even aspiring or anything else, or they weren't hiding fundraising information. They were storing kids' photos and homework on a congressional server. A congressional server they were using as their home computer. That's normal. That happens all the time. All right. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh no, don't tell me that. Ugh. Ed Schultz. He passed away. Former MSNBC host. He was such a good guy. He was such a great guy. Ugh. I had the opportunity many times, the producer of his RT. Lisa Lister, HA, if you had a MAGA hat, would you wear it? Not right now. Just not because of any other reason other than I don't really like I don't like those marketing slogans like "Make America Great Again" or "Hope and Change" and all that stuff. But I probably will that the night that he wins again. But my goodness, former MSNBC host Ed Schultz dies. God, horrible news. He was a truth teller. He was a good man. He was a good guy. He was a good man. Oh, that really sucks. So, former MSNBC host Ed Schultz dies. Liberal commentator Ed Schultz died at his lake home in Minnesota. WDA in Fargo, North Dakota, reported the longtime broadcaster died of natural causes. He was 64. Wow. So he had an RT show, and during the election, I was invited by one of the producers a couple of times, and I loved Ed Schultz, and I wanted to go, but I didn't want to. I should have gone, but I was so against the Democratic Party, and I think the segments were a little bit more like, okay, well, how are Democrats going to defeat Trump? Maybe, Ed Schultz was a really good guy, really good guy, very gosh. Ed Schultz, former MSNBC host, dies at 64. My goodness. He was one of the journalists, and I do not say this because he was like pro Bernie Sanders, and I think he was anti-Trump, but it was he was and let me you have Ed Schultz who passes away, and then you have Max Boot who is like, I joined other oh my God. One of my buddies sent me the op-ed from Max Boot, who was not only a leading neocon, but he's an intelligent guy. The guy writes books on counterinsurgency wars. and he gets like, oh, David Petraeus to say, oh, brilliant, it's brilliant, da 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 da. But then what he does is he can't admit Iraq was a mistake. The guy is a cerebral war hawk. Max Boot is a leading neoconservative who believes that the Iraq war was a good thing. And unfortunately, his voice now is a much more influential voice within the Democratic Party than a great man who died, Ed Schultz, today. Ed Schultz was a great man. He was an intelligent, thoughtful human being. Max Boot is intelligent. I wouldn't say he's thoughtful at all, and I wouldn't say that he possesses wisdom. Ed Schultz possessed wisdom. Max Boot is like, yeah, Iraq was a good thing, and Republicans today are like the Nazi party. What did he say? This, I join. I join other principled conservatives in rooting for a democratic takeover of both houses. It ain't going to happen. So you can. The fact that you're saying that is one reason. I'm just going to write this on Twitter. The fact that a neocon wants this to happen means it will not happen. Thanks. Like post-war Germany and Japan. What? Why bring what? Why bring that up? We have a good economy. Post-war Germany and Japan didn't have a good economy. This guy's an historian. What's the problem here? Hey, and read a book on history. Like post-war Germany and Japan, the Republican Party must first be destroyed before it can be rebuilt. That you're talking about, you're projecting. You're talking about the Democratic Party. That's the other way around, Max Boot. You're a Republican. Max Boot in Iraq. Let's just see here. Max Boot, Iraq. No need to no need to repent for support of Iraq war. Of course not, Max Boot. Why would you want to repent that? That was such a great what a great decision it was to invade Iraq. It was a really good decision. I rest my case. Walk away. No need to repent. No need to repent. Of course not. Well, of course there's no need to repent. Why would you repent? Why would you repent? To people, the neoconservatives and the establishment, the hardcore establishment, Democrats and Republicans also, apparently, they're cool with gun control, but they want, they don't want to repent over Iraq, but, the average American citizen better not own too many firearms or, put whatever you say, buddy. Hashtag walked up away, run away. Oh my God. So yeah, hold on. Max Boot again. No need to repent. So Max Boot, Iraq. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's happening, unfortunately, to our country. Well, to the Democratic Party. The country is fine. I put whatever you say, buddy. Some happy emojis, smiling emoji, funny emojis. If I ever debated Max Boot, it would be so simple to defeat him in any argument, even though the guy is an intelligent guy and he knows a good deal about history. But every single thing he says, what Tucker Carlson obliterated. Tucker Carlson, let's hear. Hold on. Tucker Carlson, Max Boot.
Peters, the retired lieutenant. Question, why don't you answer?
Will you let me finish? Wait.
Then who would run that country? That's Ralph Peters.
Former KGB man, and you're a
maybe you should choose another profession.
Tucker just throws down. Of course.
Now, I'm merely saying
you supported the invasion of Iraq,
too. You have been consistently wrong, and many people have been wrong. I've been wrong about a ton of things, but you try to learn your lesson. But when you get out there in the New York Times and say, we really should have done more to depose Gaddafi because, Libya is going to be better when that happens. And then to hear you say we need to knock off the Assad regime and things will be better in Syria, you sort of wonder, well, maybe you should choose another profession, selling insurance, something you're good at. I guess that's kind of the point. Is there no sanction
Tucker,
for being as wrong as you
I would be happy. I would be happy to hold up my record of foreign policy prognostication against yours. And by the way, to underline the fact, you supported the Iraq war, and then when it went bad, you opposed it. This doesn't take any moral courage or perspicacity.
No, I actually began to oppose it when I went there, when it began.
The issue is the fact that right now you are supporting Donald Trump, and you're laughing about the fact that Russia is interfering in our election process. That to me is immoral.
Okay, so let's have it's immoral, not just a disagreement. It's immoral. You're a moral authority, a religious figure now, actually casting moral aspersions on those who disagree.
Save your sarcasm, okay?
What it's heartfelt. It's not sarcasm.
Is a repudiation of all of the conservative movement in the Republican Party.
Let me ask you.
When I was growing up, Ronald Reagan warned about the evil empire. Right now, you're yucking it up at the evil empire.
That was the Soviet Union, Max Boot. Russia is not the Soviet Union.
It's a different.
They interfered in our election. Where are the DNC servers? Why did James Clapper say there was no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion? Where is the evidence of Trump-Russia collusion? Why is the NSA only moderately confident? What about $46,000 worth of Facebook ads compared to 81 million? What states were altered? How many votes were altered? Max Boot is easily defeated. How many votes were altered? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Perspicacity. Jeez.
Empire, Max. And actually, we can debate to what extent
Putin is a former KGB man, and you're applauding what he's doing.
It's not different because Vladimir Putin was a former KGB man. Therefore, the parallel between today's Russia and the Soviet Union is analogous or entirely relevant. This guy is hilarious.
Since you have some sinecure at the Council on Foreign Relations, let me ask you policy questions if I can, just for 1 second.
It's not as lucrative as your sinecure at Fox News, Tucker.
Let me ask you a question. If we were to follow the course of action you're suggesting we follow, you're demanding we follow on moral grounds.
So he's saying remove Assad from Syria. And he was saying remove Gaddafi, and he was saying remove Saddam. The guy is, if you go to Vegas, bet the opposite.
Having, as I said,
what course of action is that?
Which is to get rid of the Assad regime because you fear his presence will empower Iran, which you see as a major problem in the world. What would happen then? Who would run that country? I asked Ralph Peters that question last night. Kurds. Do you think the Kurds would run Syria once we depose Bashar al-Assad?
No, I don't. I think it'd be very difficult to do now in any case. I think it should have been done in 2011, 2012.
Oh.
We would have had a free Syrian
Sorry,
army
we
of
didn't follow
moderate
your
Syrians
advice
under the
then.
floor.
What do you think we should do now?
What's your advice, Tucker? Should we collaborate with Russia in committing war crimes in Syria? Is that your advice? In furthering Iranian hegemony over Syria, a country that is dedicated to death to America? Is that your advice at the moment?
Yeah, I think you're
As
not
you know, I was very...
So it's not easy. It's not difficult to. It's not difficult to. It's really not difficult to go ahead and debate a person like Mr. Boot. It's very easy, actually. And today we lost a great, beautiful man in Ed Schultz. And then unfortunately we have voices like Mr. Boot that are amplified by the Democratic Party. Yet another reason to vote for Trump. Give me your thoughts or share this segment. Thank you so much to the Super Chat people. You give every incentive to continue doing these live streams. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. We got this up and running to 450, close to 500 people. And I just appreciate all the support. I will be back relatively soon today. And we'll do a bunch more live streams today. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day, everybody. And thank you, everyone. Hit subscribe right now. Let people know about, thank you, Simon. Let people know about, thank you. Let people know about this channel. Hit subscribe to my Super Chat. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And Ed Schultz was a great man, everybody. It's very, very sad that he's not with us anymore. Thank you very much.